Wait, hello. Is my volume on? Hello, hello, hello. How's everyone doing? Let's bring you in. Hi, how are you? What's up? Hi. Can you guys hear me? Testing, 1, 2. Is my headphone working? Hello. Well, anyways, welcome to Limon Talks. This is a yarn podcast. And I thought I'd just get on here real quick and say hello to everybody and to wish everybody a happy Thanksgiving season / holiday / third Thursday in November if you don't celebrate it. Can you guys hear me? Hello? Hello? Is my microphone working? I'm very low. Is that what you're trying to say? Uh-oh. Can you guys hear me now? Do I have to speak up a little bit louder? Can you hear me now? Hello? God, I need a microphone. I have a microphone, but is this better? Do I just need to yell? I think I just have to yell. Hello, hello, hello. Uh-oh. Don't tell me you can't hear me because then I have to move everything. And I rearranged everything super, super nicely for you all. All right, let me see if I can rearrange. God, I need a mic. I don't know why my sound is horrible. This should be working. Is this working? Can you guys hear what I'm saying? Can you hear what I'm saying now? And I can't even check on my phone because I'm using my phone for checklist. Check this out. I'm using my phone so you guys can see what I'm crocheting. But anyways, all right, whatever. So welcome. Hopefully I'll just be yelling, and I'm only going to be on here real quick. But I wanted to wish everybody a happy Thanksgiving and a great holiday season. I wanted to just quickly jump on here and just crochet a little bit and just talk about what I have on my hook and all of that stuff. So let me go ahead and do this. So today I am crocheting my Thanksgiving sweater that I want to wear tomorrow, hopefully. And we are using Mandala Groot. Oh wait, I should be adding this. I have an affiliate link in the description box below. Wait, where are my scenes? How do I add a scene? Oh, that was it. Okay. Let me add. Sorry, hold on, I forgot to add this. Cool. Let me put that there. All right, so okay, plus shouting makes it audible. Good. But anyways, guys, we are using Mandala today in the colorway Groot, and the affiliate link, I have a specific affiliate link in the description box below. And if you want, you can follow that link. It'll take you directly to the lionbrand website where you can go ahead and purchase this yarn. And yeah, just in case you guys didn't know, if you ever click on my links, and well, as of right now, if you ever click on my links and you buy something from the lionbrand website, that is a small way you can help support me and the channel. I do get a little commission from it, but I'm just here to spread the awareness of yarns, and might as well, you know, you're supporting a channel when you get your yarn. So today we are using, like I said, Mandala and Groot. Check out that colorway. I had this in my stash, and I tried to play around with it once before, and I could not make up my mind. And so I just put it to the side, and when I needed a sweater for tomorrow, I thought, oh, well, perfect. Groot, I think, is very Thanksgiving-y. What do you guys think, right? It's very Thanksgiving-y, the colorways. So I got vibes of, what do you call it? Cranberry sauce and woods, fallen leaves, and stuff like that. Yeah, so I think this is a complete true fall colorway. And currently I am pulling from, so this is the one that I used before. I'm just pulling from the center. I kind of took it apart. That's my bad. And it started off with the green, and it worked its way now to the red. And I'm working from my in out. But anyways, I just wanted to take a moment because I'm about to start my cable work, and I thought, well, let me go live and show everybody super, super quick. But yeah, check it out, lionbrand.com, if you need any mandala in your life. I'll go over the specs right now in a bit. Just give me 1 second. Let me rearrange my desk. Okay, so mandala. Should I put it like here? Okay. Mandala is a 100% acrylic yarn. It is 590. Oh, wait, hold on. I guess I can move my camera like that. There we go. It is 490 yards, 5.3 ounces, 150 grams, and machine washable and dryable. It is a lightweight 3. For knitting, recommended hook size is a 5, 3.75 millimeter, and for crochet, they recommend using an H hook. I am currently using I believe 4.5 millimeters, so I went down a little bit just because I want my stitches of a lightweight 3 yarn to be kind of closed. I don't want it to open every time I'm using the stitches. So, and yeah, the colorway is Groot. Article number 525, color number 240, lot number 0520, in case you're interested in that. And those are the specs for this yarn. Now, what I did here is I am working in the round. I don't know if it's going to show up on camera. Maybe I should zoom out a that a better view? I think that's a better view. Yeah, there you go. Cool. So I did my yoke already. I started with a chain of, I believe this is 82 stitches. And once again, I'm using a 4.5 millimeter hook. And I didn't do ribbing now because I kind of wanted to see, what I'm experimenting with now with my garments is I am creating a wide neck hole first, and then if I need to, I'm going to customize the ribbing after. But I kind of want this sweater to be something that goes over one of my dress shirts or something like that, so that way you can still see the nice dressy collar, but then you have a cozy sweater over that you can just take on and off when you're at a party or whatnot. And so that's kind of like the idea, the aesthetic. Oh, what's going on? Why did you rotate? What's going on? Uh-oh. My phone. Oh my god, are you kidding me? My phone died because the charger was acting weird. Why was it doing that? It literally killed my phone. Sorry guys, give me 1 sec. I have some technical difficulties. Alright. Anyways, I'm just going to continue from here because I need the light. I need to pick either the light or my phone. Oh, but you can see the cables even better here. So yeah, the idea with this is big neckline, dress shirt underneath, taking it on and off, blah, blah, blah. Invisible Bidder, sorry, I just saw your question. So how many of those guys do you anticipate it will take for a sweater for yourself? Wait, why isn't it? There you go. Let's make you a little bit cool. So how many of those guys do you anticipate? For me, I think if it's a size 4 yarn, I need about 1,200 to 1,600 yards, depending on how complicated the stitches are. In the sense that if I know if it's just a half double crochet sweater all the way through, that's usually about 1,200. The thing is, oh my god, I need a new, it's the part of the charger that's old, and so I guess the cord was kind of like telling it charge, don't charge, charge, don't charge, and it killed my phone. And I can't connect that to my laptop. I don't want to connect the lights to my laptop because my laptop is overheating as it is already. I know. Or maybe if I turn on the room lights. Give me 1 sec. I just don't want my video to be blurry. Ugh. Give me 1 second. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, I'm back. I'm going to disconnect that. Connect my phone. See, this is the problem. Now you can't see me. It is horrible. The lighting is horrible in this room. Where is my cord? All right, the phone is charging. The phone is charging. Okay, the phone is charging. As soon as it's charging, I will set up my 2 cameras once again. Sorry about that, guys. Technical difficulties. I'm still learning. I'm literally hosting my own show and doing everything in the background at the same time. So bear with me. Awesome. Thank you so much. If you haven't already, guys, don't forget to get this video a thumbs up. It is the best and easiest way to support this channel. Back to the sweater. 82 stitches wide. I think I will need about 2 or 3 of these cakes for a long sleeve shirt. Oh, wait, I didn't even tell you, right? So what I'm doing is I'm combining it with this. It is a jeans. It is the lionbrand's jeans in black. I chose their black colorway, so I'm using the black and 2 of these mandalas together. So that is where... that is what I'm doing. So in total, if you do the math, you have about 1,000 plus yards with just the mandala, plus about 250 of a size 4. So that's about 1,200, 1,300 yards in theory, which should be enough for an adult small, which is what I am. 82 stitches is the neckline that I did here, I believe. And the reason why I know that is because I like to increase in increments of 10 stitches every row. And I have, if I did the math, I began increasing after the 8th stitch, which means 8 times 10 increments is 80. So I know at least this is 80 stitches. See, big brain. If you did your math, you will always be able to recreate all of the stuff that you're doing with crochet. So anyways, as you can see, I did some cable work on there. You can see that. Isn't that cool? I'm experimenting with what different shapes I can create with my cabling. And like I said, it increased in increments of 10. And when you do your cable work, all you really need to do, and this is what I do, I literally grab my little thing of stitch markers. And since these are the spiral kind, I literally just eyeball in between, I eyeball where my, either you can do it on the first row or you can just eyeball as you move along with the cables. Because as long as you're increasing by 10 stitches, it doesn't really matter where the increase is. So when you're doing your cabling, if you have to do cables over a stitch where you did the increase in, you don't need to, you just, as soon as you're done working with your cables, then you can increase. So you can shift the stitch in which you're adding 2 stitches into increase, so that way you can accommodate your cable work nice and evenly. So for example, I can tell you right now, so you see these 2 stitches here? You see these 3 stitches? Hopefully you can. That's a tongue twister. Okay, so we have, how do I hold this? There we go. Okay, so we got 1, 2, and 3 cables. Technically, I increased on the area where the cable is on the first row, but then since I had to do my cable work there, I shifted where I increased to in between. So there's an increase now in between the cabling as opposed to over the cabling. And as long as you just keep an eye on it, you can just literally put a stitch marker and visually just keep an eye on the 10 stitches that you're increasing at. And what this does is it's literally a stress reliever technique. It allows you to not be so worked up about where exactly the stitches are increasing. This allows you to just freely add cables and accommodate your increasing stitches accordingly. Because remember, as long as you have 10 and you don't, group them right next to each other, it will not look wonky. Everything will stay nice and balanced. Because if you do add increasing stitches too close to each other, it does tend to, that's how you can create peaks in your garments, and that's not what we want. We just want a nice even increase so that way when you lay it flat, you get the perfect circle. And that's always the test. If you open it and it's a circle, you're doing good. Did that make sense? People, did that make sense? Let me know if that made sense. Hello, Blanca. How are you? We got some people from Cali coming in. Very good. Hello from Texas. How's everyone doing? Sorry, I ignore the chat a little bit when I get to talky of the technique. Let me know if you need any more clarification in anything that I mentioned in here. And so what I'm doing for those who are just joining, I am adding my stitch markers to where I am increasing. So there should only be 10, because remember, you're increasing by 10. And what this does is it's like a visual bookmark as to where I just need to make sure I add increasing stitches at, so that way when I do my cable work, it is not interfering with that. Oops, I dropped one. Guys, please remind me to look for that stitch marker I dropped on the floor before I leave, okay? Please remind me. I technically have coffee, but since my window's open to not overheat my laptop, it chilled my coffee. So now I have like really cold. It's not like iced coffee, it's just really cold coffee. All right, so this is the final product. I don't know if you can see, my stitch markers are now attached to my garment. And what that does for me is that I can now just continue to add my cable work. And as long as I can see, like, okay, I can add a cable in between here, and I can add another cable in between here, I can add another cable in between here, add another one in between. And then you just, if you need to shift these stitches, you can just visually see if it's getting too close to another one, and so forth. So that's a cool little tip technique for you to keep track of your cabling when you're working in the round. All right, my phone is still charging. In that sense, well, I wanted to show you guys how I did some of my cables. By the way, do you guys like my little neon Thanksgiving scarf? If you saw my Instagram, you saw a little preview of this. I was supposed to add these cables on top to here on the bottom, and I completely forgot to do it, and now I can't really do it unless I frog it all the way to the beginning, and I really don't want to do that. But how's everyone doing? What have you guys been working on? Does anyone crochet during Thanksgiving? And if you do, what do you do? I'm literally making my sweater that I'm going to wear for my Thanksgiving gathering tomorrow. Let me know, what's on your hook? What have you been using? Sorry, oh yeah, I keep forgetting I need to be yelling. My laptop's too old. I don't know why the mic just doesn't, it just does not want to capture sound as well as it should. All right, I turn on my phone. Give me 1 sec. Let me see if I can turn on my second camera right now. Give me 1 sec. Long wraps and shawls. Ooh, yeah, I know. I'm addicted to this kind of triangle shawl silhouette. Very, very good and cozy. And it's a good weight too around your neck because sometimes it can be overbearing. All right, let's try this one more time. Sorry, give me 1 sec. Why aren't you connecting? Connect. Why aren't you connecting? Oh, there we go. Here we go. There we go. We're back. Haha! Told you I'd be back. All right. You guys think the lights will work? You guys think the light plug will work? Do you think it will work? Will it work? Will it work? Oh, it actually works. Okay, very cool. So, back to the tutorial. So we have this. Good, now I can continue. All right, so what we're going to be doing here is some cable work. Where's the camera? There's the camera. Okay. And I'm going to continue here. So I chain one. I'm going to add a half double crochet. Now the idea here is I'm going to do traditional cable work going down as long as I can. I'm going to try and make a nice and long cable until I close out the sleeves. I think that's going to be a nice look. So right now what I'm doing, I am adding a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, because I kind of want my cable, I have a cable here and I have a cable here. And so I kind of want to add one in between, which means it kind of has to go literally, now that I look at this, it's going to have to go right away. So I'm just going to do 1 half double crochet here, and then I'm going to do, now instead of focusing so much on up here, focus more on down here, where it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So you know you need 6 stitches total to finish the cable. And I'm not quite liking that it's ending so close to there, because then the gap is going to be really big over here. So literally you're going to have to start your cable work in here. And the way we're going to do that is we're going to do 1, 2, 3, yarn over. You're going to look down, and don't really focus on the number. Focus more on where it's hitting, because remember, there's less stitches up here on the top near the neck than down here, because you already increased. And so I kind of want to, you only need 3, 1, 2, 3 for the cables that are going across. So I kind of like where that's going right there. But actually, now that I'm realizing, I need 1 more row all the way around first before I can actually start my cable work. I thought I did that already, but I don't. Sorry, I'm mumbling again. Let me know if I'm mumbling too much. Sorry, I need to do 1 more row. I thought I could have started the cable work right now. It's actually a good example for you to see where the increasing is going to be because of the stitch markers. So I don't even have to think about it. This is the type of crochet where, because you have the stitch markers in your garment, you're visually seeing where you just need to pay attention and add the increase. You see, I actually missed one right there. There's an increase right there. Has anyone started watching their Christmas movie specials yet, or no? I think if you have like the Hallmark Channel membership, they literally have a count, like a meter bar that you can fill of all their Christmas movies. And there's over like 60 of them or something like that. Good luck watching all of that. Way too many Christmas movies, I think. And especially, I mean, how many different times can you tell the same Christmas story over and over and over? I think after a while you'd be able to guess what each character is going to say from the cookie cutter standards that they used to create each film. Christmas Chronicles 2. I don't even think I've seen the first one. Christmas Chronicle. I gotta watch that. I think my favorite Christmas movie is Jingle All the Way was really, really funny. Which one else is funny? Elf is definitely a classic. I think Jingle All the Way is my favorite Christmas movie, just because it's really funny. That's my kind of humor, or good family humor that I enjoy. Nightmare Before Christmas I actually don't watch as a Christmas movie. I actually watched that as a Halloween movie. Let me know, how do you watch Nightmare Before Christmas? Is that a Halloween movie or a Christmas movie to you? Almost done with his row, and then we'll be able to do the cable work. I'm so sorry. Thought I did this already. Apparently I didn't. You know who has a really good tutorial on cables as well? Bagwodave Crochet has a great. She recently made one using green heartland yarn, if I'm not mistaken. That's the simplest way to just explain cabling. It's not that hard. As long as you see things in increments of 6, multiples of 6, you can visualize the cables and how to do it. And yeah, so I haven't started. I have not really started my Christmas movie thing. I actually binge. Well, there's a show I binge watched during this season, but Christmas movies. I have yet to watch Jingle Jangle. That one seems really fun on Netflix. And then they actually had a. I think it starts in Christmas. It's a sitcom about with Dennis Quaid on Netflix. I saw the first episode of that one, and that one seemed. I mean, it's cheesy. It's really cheesy, but and the writing is kind of cheesy. But if you're into that kind of sitcom where you don't really have to think too much and you just let them do them, that is definitely one of those. I am making my Thanksgiving sweater using lionbrand mandala Groot. Oh, wait, I should lift this up a little bit. There you go. Coo. How's everyone else doing? Is anyone cooking? Who's cooking tomorrow? Who's cooking and what are you cooking? And can you send me some? I think every year, minimum, I definitely eat 2 plates of food every Thanksgiving. I think my record was 4.5 plates, like full plates of food. Oh, it's getting cold over here already. I don't know exactly what the temperature is, but it's definitely below 60. For sure. I'd even say it's below 50. Invited to the in-laws. Ew. Aren't you supposed to not like your in-laws? Isn't that a thing? Turkey tamales barbacoa. Ooh, that sounds so good. But actually, for my family, we don't eat tamales until Christmas. It's not a Thanksgiving food. We actually do cook the turkey. We actually have an American Christmas. The only Mexican stuff we eat is, I guess, the way we prepare the beef, the picadillo. Okay, so now I'm going to begin my cabling. I'm literally going to do what I said before. So I'm going to do 1, but since I shifted over once, adding that stitch or that row, I'm just going to start it after 1. So I'm going to do triple yarn over. I'm going to look down, and I'm going to go 1, 2, 3. Kind of like eyeball it a little bit. But since it's like right below, you can just count 1, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, yarn over, go down the 2 rows, 1, 2, 3, count across, pull through 2, pull through 2, pull through 2, pull through 2, and a half double crochet to the next one. Same thing, triple yarn over, put it in the next stitch, pull through 2, pull through 2, pull through 2, pull through 2. Do that one more time. There's actually some cables where you only do it twice, and then there's others where you do it 3 times. That is your preference. I like mine to have a good base, a good wide base, so I definitely do 3. Now after you do the third one, you have 2 options. Either you can put a gap space in between and then do another half double crochet and then do the next cable, or you can just add the half double crochet and automatically start in the next cable. They both give slightly different textures, so if you don't have a preference, I would advise you to practice at least doing both once so you can actually make a conscientious decision as to which one you like best, because there are options, and that's one of them. If you stop now, you decide if you want that gap in between, it will change how your cables look. Slightly, but there is a change. Alright, half double crochet in the next open stitch, triple yarn over, find the cable that I skipped before, pull through 2 all the way through. Can you see that? Okay, 1, 2, 3. Last one, find that cable that you jumped over, pull through 2, 2, 2, and 2. And at that point, since you visually can see the cable is now there and it's in between these other 2 cables, now I would not really fret too much. If you want them to look very, very perfect, you can count stitches. However, I tend to go with what's more pleasing to the eye. And especially if you're adding ease to your garment, and ease means extra space. So for example, if you have, if you need ease in the front for your chest, that is where you can add stitches and stuff like that. So that's why I like to visually go with the eye as opposed to counting exactly. After you do the first 2, then you can kind of see how many, you can calculate exactly how many stitches everything is in between. But for right now, I just like to eyeball it and say, okay, there's that stitch, and then it has to go in between these 2. So I'm going to count ahead, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That is where all of the work for your cable ends. And you can kind of decide, oh, that's too much on the left. Let me move it to the right. And so here, I think that's too far to the left, so I'm going to go back 2 stitches, 1, 2. I'm going to count ahead 6 again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's where the cabling will end, and I like that more. So that looks more in center to me than before. So you're going to triple yarn over, boom, 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 boom. Get that in there, fill in the next stitch. Crochet, boom, 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 triple yarn over. Also, don't forget where your stitch markers are at. That's going to be important next, because that means we are increasing here, and you just need to make sure that you need to add an increasing, this increase either here when you're done with these cables. It's got to be somewhere after, but we'll worry about that later. For right now, finish your cable work. In, and then go right away into the next one. 1, 2, 3, go back 3 stitches. And everything is in increments of 6. That's why everything is in increments of 6 in terms of counting ahead in stitches and stuff like that. Okay. Oops. Wrong side. Guys are making me nervous. I'm messing up. 1, 2, 3. That's the third. Why is this so complicated now? 1, 2, 3. I can do this perfectly sitting down here, but I can't do it when I'm live. It's ridiculous. And you can manipulate how these cables look either in the bigger picture or in the smaller picture. What I mean by that is you have an option here. So when they crisscross, you just follow that path, and you can do kind of like a winding thing here. You can do a diamond where you do sections going down and then they cross again, or you can just keep them nice and clustered like this. You have options. So don't think that all cables look the same, because they don't. Like for example here, my detailing here, I only did two, like to do kind of like an X type of cable thing. And that's only from using 2 and 2. And so there's variation that you can do all of that stuff in. Yes, this is the, hey Kathy Pittman, how are you? Yes, this is Groot, and there's a link in the description of this video that you can go ahead and click on it, and you can order directly through the LionBrand website. I do get a commission if you do it that way, but it's there in the description box below already. And I believe they're having Black Friday deals right now, so take advantage. So yeah, you guys, hope like this is, and then also I have 2 front cables here, so it's just about manipulate. It's kind of like a puzzle. There's different ways you can do cabling, and it's kind of like just, especially when you're doing it in the round, you really have to think in terms of the actual circle, because as you're building technically like this, and so you really have to just keep in mind, like I'm creating my own collar here with this cabling, and then the cabling that I'm doing down here is for the chest to reach down to the arms. So you have to really give yourself a little bit of imagination and think in the future in terms of how you want your cabling to, and which cabling and how many cables you want to add. So that's just a little it's a little thought process that I like to think about when I am creating a garment. So since we finished that cable right there, now what we're going to do is, why does that look wrong? Hold on, that doesn't look right. Something about that is off. But anyways, I have a stitch marker there, meaning I need to increase soon, or at some point before I move on to the next cable. And so this is where I advise you to not stress too much, especially if you're reading a pattern. Don't stress too much about where exactly you are adding these cables at. It's more about tailor it to your own personal dimensions and the dimensions of the garment that you're doing. Because if I was making this for someone and it has more in the front for the chest area, I'm going to place my cables differently so that way they don't fall in inappropriate areas. So yeah, so right now I'm adding space from this cable to the next. And since I have a cable down here, my eye is telling me, okay, don't put anything in here in this area, and I need to end it up somewhere here, so that way the next cable is in between the next set here in the first one. Hey, what's up, Mitz? Thank you so much for joining. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hey, Lori Johns from Idaho. Is that the, correct me if I'm wrong, is that the potato state? Idaho Spuds? Love mashed potatoes during Thanksgiving. Nom, 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 nom. All right, so like I said, you need to think in increments of 6 to plan ahead. So I'm going to, I think I need to add one more half double crochet here. And now I'm going to, oh wait, but so see, so this is what's going to happen. This is a perfect example. So a cable needs to enter this section here, but because I have a stitch marker here, what that's telling me is that this is an increasing stitch. So keeping that in mind, I am going to move this stitch marker from here to here, and what that's telling me now is that, okay, go back, add the increase here, so that way you don't lose it, and then continue. And now you're free to add the cable here without losing that increase stitch there. Because what this is doing is mathematically, you're still allowing yourself to have 10 increases in this row to make the yoke stay nice and flat when you open it and nice and even. So now that I did that, now I can focus solely on creating the cable. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You can kind of see where it's going to fall. That to me seems about, we'll see here. I'm learning from my mistake. This one I think I added it too far to the right. So I'm going to learn from my mistake, and I'm actually going to add maybe 2 more stitches. So that way it is falling more to the left than to the right. Because remember, as you increase your rows moving up, everything is shifted to the right, meaning the bias is like this. So everything is moving in a curve. And if everything is moving in a curve, where you think it might end is actually is like this. So what you think is more here is actually going to end up over here. So you got to give yourself that extra leeway by going forward just a little bit further than what you're more comfortable doing or what your eye is telling you is even, and you add it there. So that's why I added, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That seems about, I'm going to just add 1 more stitch just in case. Now I'm going to begin. 1, 2, 3. I miss you guys so much, and a huge quick shout out to all of the members of the Limon Crochet's channel. Guys, like honestly, I lost my job due to the pandemic, and I'm literally, I mean, I have a side job right now and I'm going to law school, but this has been such a blessing for me in the sense that I get to do my passion, which is crochet, and share it with you all. And at the same time, it's, you know, to be blunt, it's helping pay the bills. So thank you so much to everybody who is a member and everyone who shares and watches my videos, because I do put ads in my videos, but that's why. So every view of the advertisements and everything in videos that you watch on my channel is, you know, a couple pennies for me. So thank you so much. I really truly appreciate you guys for giving me your attention. Also, if you guys didn't know, I have a new video up on the channel. I've been experimenting with the times that I upload my videos and seeing what has more engagement. And usually when I upload at night, it tends to fall through the cracks. So there's a new video on my channel of the Scooby-Doo yarns. So if you like hand-dyed yarn and you need a good birthday present, check that out. Or if you just like to enjoy people opening up yarn and showing you different collections, there's that as well. So see, this is a perfect example. I learned from my mistake of the first cable. It was too much on the left side, and you can kind of see on the camera. See how it falls more on the right side? And what I did here, because I anticipated that shift of the rows going in a slant, I added more, I did it more to the left. And look, it fell perfectly right in between these 2 cables. So you learn as you go along. Just be aware of your garment, grow with it. I'm debating if I'm going to let that slide actually, because the perfectionist inside of me is telling me go back and frog it. But I kind of like seeing my mistakes every now and then, because when I go back and I wear it, I see it and it reminds me of learning that. So I'm just going to leave it on there. It's all right. That to me is okay. I'll call it a battle scar. So once again, check this out. We need to add a cable to the next section, which is here, but we have a stitch marker. So what that's telling me is I need to move that more over here to the left, and I usually put it right above the cable that I'm trying to avoid. So I have the cable here, so I'm going to add it right above, which means I'm going to just frog just a little bit back and add it in here. Good. So now you got rid of worrying about that increase and making things uneven for your garment. I'm going to continue forward, And I'm going to keep in mind what I learned from the previous cable, which is keep going a little bit further left than what you're comfortable going, so the cable ends up more even in between the two sections. So I think I went a little bit too far there. I think right there is fine. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, that should be fine. That looks better. These cables do take longer than others to finish a garment, but hey, the end result is so worth it, I think. But yeah, how's everyone? Sorry, I sometimes forget to talk while I'm crocheting. Otherwise, you're literally just watching me crochet, which there's nothing wrong with that either. Where is that stitch? There it is. A little tip if you want to learn how to crochet fast, tension. You really need to master tension in order to quote unquote crochet fast. Because if you pull too hard and you're trying to crochet fast, trust me, you're just going to hurt your wrist a lot and you're going to give yourself carpal tunnel much quicker. And yeah, so there's that. So if you didn't pay attention, I moved my stitch marker once again and I added the increased stitch right there. I'm live! Sorry, my runs were calling. Is it an emergency? Alright, so I'm going to add another cable here. Look at that, it's turning out really, really nice. Oops, I went too far. I think right there is fine. But yeah, if you master tension, you'll be able to move around the hook better. Because if you think about it, if you think about the science of speed, resistance is slower speeds. So the less resistance you have on your hook and on the tension of your yarn, the quicker you're allowed to move. Oh, sorry. I know you guys keep telling me. I am so sorry. I'm trying to speak louder. My bad. No, that is totally my mistake. I am so sorry. One, two, three, four, five, six. It's when I start to talk in a little tangent that I tend to start mumbling. Sorry. Hey, Wit. So yes, I am studying immigration law. I realize, not to get too political, but the immigration department and history of our country is at a moment right now where it is very pivotal and necessary to have people like me, so Latino and bilingual. My services will be needed in the near future. So it takes about 3 years if you're a good student, and I'm a big nerd. I went to a really good school. In 3 years, I should be able to pass my bar, and at that point, the way current things are moving in our government, it should be a jackpot, not only in terms of me having guaranteed work, but I'll be doing a great service for our country and the people and our citizens and stuff. So I realize that type of help is going to be needed soon, and since I'm capable of doing it, why not? I need a new job anyways. I can't be a Zumba instructor forever, and also pandemic. I have to kind of redesign my life path. So immigration law, and just for kicks and giggles, I also want to dabble in copyright law, because as a YouTuber, that is super, super fascinating, me looking up all of that copyright and trademark law. And it'd be nice to help other fellow YouTubers out as well when they need that type of stuff. So yeah, that's that. And someone else asked, what am I working on? I am making my Thanksgiving sweater because I need something to wear tomorrow. And when crocheters need something to wear tomorrow, they don't buy from the store, they make what they want to wear. Or at least that's been my trend. Whenever I can't decide what I want to wear, I end up making what I want to wear. I think the best, I'm the type of person where I'm not, I know what my particular skill sets are, and my type of advocacy would be more impactful through the courts. So think about it this way. There's the type of activism that is needed out in the streets, and then there's the type of activism that is needed behind the curtain in the courts. I know my skill sets are better that way. Even though I am a public figure doing Zumba and crochet and stuff, my big brain can be more of use behind the curtain, if you know what I mean. So I pick and choose my battles, and I will fight more for immigrants when I have a degree in my hands. Crochet. Oh my god, that's so funny. I know, right? Can you imagine if that actually Hey, we got Coco. What is up, Coco? Missed you. I love designing because even if I frog, I teach myself something new. Exactly. Learn from your mistakes. I call them battle scars. When I forget something on a garment to add to it, I consider it a battle scar. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. And yes, that is why I can. It's one of those jobs where you don't see the impact of your work until years later when people get approved. The great thing, I will say, the great thing about this type of cable work is that because of the nature of the cable, you really only do the cables after every 3 rows. So you have to do 2 rows of, I call it like wall of background. You have to do 2 rows first before you can actually start pulling the cable work done. So that's the only great thing about it, is that when you do 1 row of cable work, it's tedious, but as soon as you're done with it, you can just kind of zone out and add the other 2 rows, and then you have to worry about, again, the cable work. So it's kind of like you only work hard for a little bit, and then you get to enjoy a little break, and then you have to work tedious again with the cable work. All right, so I think all right, so I've been live for about an hour now. I don't want to be too long on here. So let me know now. I will dedicate the next like 5 minutes to answering your guys' questions, whether it's on crochet or anything like that. Don't forget, any support you can give to this channel. Since I don't have merch or stuff like that, however, my project bag update will be coming soon for the holidays in December. I was trying to rush things to get ready for Black Friday, but I'd rather give you guys a good product than to rush things. So anyways, if you guys want to support the channel, you can join as a member. That helps YouTube. I get a little chunk of that from YouTube. Or you could watch my videos on loop and let the advertisements play. Or you can go ahead and check the affiliate link I have in the description box below. I am a LionBrand Yarns affiliate. And what that means is that if you click on any of the specific links that I have on my channel and you purchase something through that website after clicking my link, I will get a little bit of that total purchase in terms of, like, you know, as a thank you for LionBrand to me, spreading the awareness of them and stuff like that. So it does not change my opinions of the yarns or whatnot. I will always be honest and tell you guys if something works or if something is good, if I don't personally like it. I am a huge fan of mandalas, so of course I've made garments with mandalas all the time. And it is a yarn that I use, even though it's a big box yarn and I love my hand-dyed yarns, I still do love my big box yarns as well. So go ahead, check the link in the description box below. It'll take you directly to LionBrand, and yeah, consider making a purchase through that. And if you really want to, whenever you order through LionBrand, you can always come back, click the link, and then make an order. So always remember, if you do order from LionBrand, just come back to my channel, find the link in my description box, and then you can buy through the yarn. But yeah. Yeah, so I mean, there's many people who need help. I am bilingual, trilingual, a little bit of French. So I think that type of skill sets will be is much needed for people who may have issues reading into paperwork and stuff like that. So, but yeah, do I have the bag here? Is the bag here? No, the bag's not here. Oh, yes, it is. One last final announcement, you guys. Oh, can you click on your own affiliate link before purchasing? What do you mean? Like if you have one and you click on your own? Yes, you can. Anytime anyone clicks on it and you make a purchase, it just remembers the program. But like I said, it doesn't, like for example, that link that's in the description box won't expire. And just because it takes you to buy Groot specifically does not mean if you can click on it and then search for other yarns and buy other yarns as well, and I'll still get kind of like credit for that because you clicked on the link first. So think about it that way. If you click on the link first, it'll track it and you can buy any yarns, but the link specifically for today will take you to Groot. Is that what you meant? Yeah, it's just little itty bits and stuff that you can always do it. And yeah, last final announcement. This is my most recent video on my channel where I unboxed the Scooby-Doo Merino Machine collection by Teal Torch Knits. Go ahead and give that view if you haven't already. It is a great way to support me and to collaborate more with other hand dyers. I don't tend to go out to them and ask for stuff. It's kind of like it's a good collaboration when it does happen, and it does help if the view count is nice and high on those videos. Because hey, that's what it's all about. Everything's a business, so I can't just be doing the minimal to support these artists. So yeah. Yeah, I guess I could if I like buy from my own stuff. But I tend to actually go to the stores because I like to touch the yarn and stuff like that. But most people, I know there's other people who do buy online a lot. I try not to buy online big box stores. I save that for my hand-dyed yarn. Budget. So yeah, guys, thank you so much. I'm going to end it here. I've been on live for about an hour now. Thank you so much for joining me. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up. Hopefully you enjoyed this little quick tutorial of how I do some of my cable work, and expect the actual video for this as soon as I finish it. And also on Instagram, I definitely put more picture updates out there of the work that I am currently working on. So thank you so much, everybody. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you hopefully on Friday, so we can do like a little watch along post Thanksgiving. Ooh, how about if we do reheated Thanksgiving food live on Friday? All right, everybody. Thank you so much. Thank you, Invisible Bitter. Shout out to my members who are here. Let's give them a shout out. Invisible Bitter and Cocktails and Crochet with Coco and Blanca Valtierrez. Was Karen here with us? I thought I saw her a little bit higher up. I try to remember. Thank you so much, everybody. Have a great Thanksgiving. Stay safe. Eat lots of food. Support small business. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye.